name is J.S. Anthony, founder of Mercy Brother Initiative Ministry, and I'm here to talk to you about faith. Faith. It's such a big word in the Christendom today, not just Christendom, and other, religious group or organization. We, as a human being in blood, flesh and brain, that means we are not spiritually developed. It only means we have the best show we have to God is faith. When Jesus Christ came thousands of years ago, he tried to convince the people to walk and believe in God. On his own level, he couldn't do it because he has a very high and more level than the people. So the best he could resolve to was tell them to have faith. They couldn't see, they can't see what he's talking about, they can't perceive it, they can't imagine it. And he could, because he came from there, he's all well aware of it, he knows it all. But they can't. And he's finding it difficult to make them be able to. So he resolved to telling them, just have faith. Believe. Have faith in me. Which is a number one step towards conviction. Towards knowing. And during those years, even though he tried as much as possible to carry so many people along with faith, he was still having difficulties because people don't believe what they can't see. They can't see it, they've never seen it, they've not been there, they are not aware, they can't just understand it. And he was finding it difficult, so he told them, hey man, you guys should just have faith. Believe in me, have faith in me. That was where the word faith originated from, And in the time we live in now, faith, is still on the same level. People still find it difficult to just have faith. They want something. They want to know, and this is for those who want to know. Not everybody wants to know. Most people just have faith. It's a step forward. After faith, you have conviction. Conviction means you witnessed it and you are convinced. You are sure. You are so sure. Faith, you are not sure. You just believe it. But when it comes to conviction, you are sure, even though you didn't see it. But you're so sure you have a glimpse, into it. And even with that, we still got shaken, we still got problem in the world. So for those who can perceive it, for those who can understand me, not for everybody, I want to take us another level, higher than faith. Let's say conviction, but sometimes higher than conviction. When you are in this level, you don't have faith. You don't have faith that it's going to be done. You know it is going to be done. You are well convinced it is done because you know how it's done. It's when you don't know how you believe. You have faith and evidence of things not seen. But when you know how it will be done, you don't have faith anymore. You know how it's done, and that is what I want everybody to work on, because the time we live in now, faith could be shaken, but conviction can't. You need to operate in this level to walk hand in hand with God. You need to be on this level to be unshaken, even in times of trouble. In times of tribulations, you stay strong, but with faith, you could be shaken with that. But with conviction, with understanding how God's work, with understanding how He perfect everything in creation, you won't be shaken anymore, because you know how it's done. You don't have faith in how it's done. You know how it's done. And that is the level we should all be in. Because the devil is very crafty. And he has so many ways. He has so many devices he could use to get us that could get faith shaken. But when it comes to conviction, he can't shake you. And that is where I want us to be. That is where I want us to aim for. You have faith, fine, good. But how about conviction? How about you so sure? How about you being know how it's done? How is it done? We see the way things go up and down in creation. You know, the sun comes in the morning, moon comes at night. You know, you plant a seed, it grows. You see how God's work, you know. Everything has to return to the starting point, which will be the end of it. You know, it has to find its way back to the starting point, which is the end, before it can go to another level. Like when you put a seed to the ground, it has to decay back to the starting point before it can start growing again. And which is what brings us all into this world today. You know, we are fighting for consciousness. We are fighting for knowledge of who created us. And so many things are happening which are not helping, you know. So when you just have faith, you could be shaking, brother. I tell you, you could be very well shaken. But when you are convinced, when you have conviction, when you know how it's done, you know how it's gonna happen. You don't think about it, you know, because you know which was how God Jesus was when He came. You know, He tells these people about His Father. They can't comprehend Him, and He was hurting Him because He could and they can't. So He has to tell them to just have faith and believe in Him, because they can't just see what He's saying. So I want you all to be able to see what He's saying, you know, to be able to have that knowledge, even if just a glimpse. Everything works according to our God wanted. Nothing is new. Even the scientists say they just discovered something. No, it's been there. They just learn how to. They wholly obey the laws, the guidelines in creation. They have to bend. You have to submit to your God. Submit totally, you know. Have faith. After you have faith, take another step forward. Be convinced. Get conviction. Be sure. Be certain of what you are believing in. Be certain of who you are going towards. Be certain of what you're running for. Be certain of where you are going. When you don't have that, when little thing comes, you get shaken, you know. If you're aiming for good, you're aiming towards God, and someone bring health, bring wealth for you, you get shaken. Because you be like, I don't even know where I'm going. So I see this right now, so I'm doing this, you know. When you just have faith, you can still be moved. You know, you can still fall. But when you are convinced, when you know what's happening, that is conviction. That is the level I'm talking about. You know what's happening. You can tell how it's gonna end. You know, whatever you sow, you reap. No matter what. You might not reap it now, but you definitely know you're gonna reap it. Because you know how that root goes, you know. You know how that thing interwoven each other. You know how they work together. This is for those who can understand. If you can understand, I'm sorry, it's fine. Just listen attentively. But if you could understand me, follow me. You know whatever you sow, you reap. What goes up comes down, you know. When you give, you take. This is how things work. We don't know how they work like that. We don't know why they work like that, but we know this is how they work. Even we sometimes try to deny the fact. But whenever we go against this fact, we're committing the sin. And we're definitely going to pay for it. We're committing the sin, and we're definitely going to. Because it's like you swimming against the ocean. You're swimming against the tide. The sea isn't going to swim backward because of just you. No, it will keep swimming that way. So it's either you go with the current, or you keep fighting backward. And you keep fighting backward, it's not going to stop, and you can't win. You can't win nature. It's never going to stop. So you just have to learn to bend. Follow the wheel. Follow the flow. Go with the wind. Go with the tide. Don't fight it. Number one, you need to know. If you don't know, there's nothing you can do. Now, when you know, you should be able to do according to what you know. So it doesn't end in just you knowing. That's what Jesus Christ was talking about. Some people hear my word, it falls on the stone, it falls on the fertile ground, it falls on unfertile ground. No. When you know, number one thing you need to know. Now you walk in it. The sun's gonna come up in the morning, the moon will come at night. You can't change that. It's God work. You shouldn't even intend to change. You should learn to bend to it. You should learn to live with it. You should learn to live by it. When you hurt someone, they're gonna have the mind to hurt you back. It's natural. It's not being wicked. It's natural. So don't hurt anybody so that they won't have mind of hurting you back. Those that don't have mind of hurting you back are those who knows what they are going for. They don't want to be moved. That was what Jesus Christ was talking about. He said when they slap you here, you turn here to them. Because you don't want a diversion. You just want to keep going. Just hit me and let me keep going. Don't divert my attention. Because by the time they slap you and you want to slap back, your attention is divided and you can't go that way anymore. So when he said turn, when he slap you here, turn here. And just get the slap and move on. Don't let them divert you. Don't let them get your attention. Don't let them get to you. That is how things work in creation. That is how things work with God. And we have to learn these things and live by them and obey them. And it's for our own good, All sin that we commit do us no good. And why do we sin? We sin for two main reasons. For self-benefit and for revenge. That's the two reasons why we sin. Self-benefit is what you get to gain here on earth. Revenge is how you feel, naturally, which is the way the devil gets your attention and divert your attention. Though it is natural you feel that way. Then he try to use that against you. Then you have to be wise. When he slap you here, you turn here. You're not stupid. It's because you know where you're going. If you just have faith and someone slap you here, you turn here, no. Because you want to deal with it right now. You don't even know where you're heading. But when you know where you're heading, you know what's waiting you where you're headed. Someone slap you here, you just say, man, slap it the other way and let me go off. I don't want to stay here, You go off. It's a sweet level. It's a level where you don't need healing. You don't need miracles. No, you don't. Because you know what is miracle. You know what is healing. Because you are always healed. You don't, even when you fall sick, you know what it means to be sick. You know what it means to go off that sickness. And you know what is happening. But when you don't know what is happening, you could get divided. You having faith. No, you have to be convinced. You need to have conviction and be certain. I wish I could go on and talk more about this, but my time is up. I can say a lot. I could talk from now to the end of the day. I'm not going to show you this. So I have a book on this too. Forgive me. Faith and Conviction. Order a copy online. Read it. And you're gonna learn more about it. When you read it, follow as its instruction is in there. You know much more of what I'm talking about. And you'll be able to walk in the path, in the right path, You know what you're doing. You don't just believe, you don't just have faith, you know what you believe in. You know what you have faith in. You know how God's work. That is the reason why we are here, to learn how He works, so that we could survive where we are going. But if we don't know how He works, if we don't know how things work in this creation, we just cannot be there. We can't move forward, and we need to move forward. We have a goal. We have where we're going. God bless you. Thanks for watching. I am J.S. Anthony. Peace out.